Incredible greetings, everyone, and welcome to another live with the professor. How is everyone doing? We are going to talk a little bit today about foam boards and how they can be useful to you, what to learn, how to use them, how they can be useful to you and profitable for you if you are someone who wants to monetize making foam board creations. Okay, so we're going to kind of break it down. We're going to take a look at some Etsy stores. I mean, I've been posting pictures on my Facebook, which I think also posts to my Instagram. I got to check that out, make sure it's posted over there. But I've done so much with foam board over the years, from small items to large items to cutouts, centerpieces, and so much more. So I want to share with you guys, if you've never worked with foam board, you don't know the possibilities of it, I want to share with you guys some of the possibilities. Now, they are truly endless in what you can do with it, but these are some options for you, whether you are someone who simply needs to incorporate creating your own, making your own foam board creations to save yourself some money, whether it is a personal event, if it is a professional event for yourself, or professional need for yourself for your business, or if you want to monetize it and create things to sell to others. So like I said, I'm going to use Etsy just so that you can see that there is a market for it if you decide to sell them. But do know that you don't have to sell it to others. When I started out using foam board, I started out pretty much using it for myself. It was like for personal events, and that's how I learned to perfect my skills. And then over time, I incorporated into events that I was doing. So it allowed me to, I guess you can say, take my events to the next level, like in having customized displays. And these are still things that I would keep as event planner. I would make them. I was not necessarily selling them to my clients, but I would have that kind of included in my packages. And that way I can just use them over and over and over again as different displays. I just got very creative in how I use them as displays. So the time that it took me to create these things, which it can be time consuming because I hand cut everything. So in the time that it takes to create these, just that one time, I'm able to use them over and over and over again. I have some things here which, on accident, I didn't even know that my husband put them in the car because I actually just got them just to take the measurements of them. I did that when I was home, but he put them in my car. So I have them. And these were made in 2014. Wait, because hold on, let me see. My 2015 is when some of these were made. And then there's something there from 2013. So I've had these for a really long time. The foam that I use is very durable. It's not the Dollar Tree foam because it will basically last you one event. And I've used these over and over and over again for several events. So they last a long time. So if you are making them yourself, and you are in the event space, if you know someone that's in the event space, be sure to share this video with them, tag them in this video. It just might help them, especially if they're starting out and they have more time than they have resources. But you'll be able to create these, and then you can make quick changes to them as far as color or like the insets on the inside to customize them for different events. So like I said, I've used these over and over and over and over again. So they've paid for themselves 1,000 times over. So I'm just going to share some of these things with you, and invite you guys to my foam board seminar, which it's a 3-day seminar. It starts today. Today, we're going to go over supplies that you need. We're going to go through designing, specifically in Silhouette Studio, but the things that I teach from Silhouette Studio, you definitely can apply them to any software that you choose if you want to kind of like just set it up. But eventually you will have to come and put your design in a software that's going to allow you to add some sort of offset or allow you to print it, to be able to have your template, or to be able just to print it, to print out your project so that you can apply it to the foam board. There's so many different ways that you can do it. Everything, guys, I know as creators and crafters, the first thing we think of is totally DIYing it. And you don't have to do that. If you don't have a large format printer, It is okay. It's still money to be made. Outsource your prints. You go in the design program, you're going to make it, you're going to outsource it, they're going to send it to you. And that's one less thing that you have to worry about. So don't worry about having a large format printer to be able to do these things. There are, like I said, there are ways to just get started, which is going to be a lot more time consuming, a lot more work involved. And then there are ways to do it where it's less time and less stress on you, and it's going to be faster and you can get more jobs done. And we're going to talk about that part in the business day, which is on Wednesday. So tomorrow, I was going to say tomorrow, and then I'm like, I think about the day. So it's going to be tomorrow. On Wednesday, we discuss the business side of it and understanding how you can make money from these creations, as well as how it can benefit you. How much money will you save in your business if you have the time to be able to make these things yourself for your business? And then on Saturday, we will go through cutting everything and teaching you the different techniques to cut, how to cut curves, how to get into corners, how to cut the inside cavities, all of that and more on the production day, which is on Saturday morning. Okay. So that's a quick rundown. I'm going to go through that again as far as what all is included in the 3-day seminar, but I wanted to have that in the beginning of the video in case you can't stick around. And I also need to finish sharing this out. So we're going to go ahead and show you some of the things like that I have here. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And then we're going to show you guys some things. I can show you my Instagram and some things on Etsy, so you can get a roundabout idea of the price point. So as I go ahead and get this all shared out, take this time to give this video a thumbs up. So if you're on YouTube, exit out of the live chat so that you can see the actual video. Give this video a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up if you're watching over on Facebook. Be sure to tag a friend on Facebook, or simply hit that share button and share it out to someone, okay? Also, in the comments, drop your city and state. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me know if you have ever worked with Foamboard. What is your favorite part, or what is the favorite thing, your favorite thing that you created? Or if this is your first time hearing about this and you are intrigued, let me know that you are new to this world and that you need more information on it, okay? All right, so I need to take a moment to share this out. So if you guys, like I said, bear with me and just let me know, what do you know about the world of Foamboard? All right, so let's go over here and I gotta find the one to share it. I really hate. I meant to pull up my. I didn't my what's that thing called? My Photoshop is acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so I did not create my thumbnail, and it got me looking all crazy. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get this all shared out. Yeah, it has me looking crazy on that video. I hate that thumbnail that it automatically creates. All right, so. All right. Now, as I share this to groups, do understand that by me sharing, if you are watching this, well, I guess I might as well wait, because if someone's watching this post, because I didn't broadcast it directly to the group, I'm sharing it. So if you leave a comment, I won't see it. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I won't see it. So click on the video and actually come to the live video if you want to leave a comment and interact and engage. Okay. Let's see. All right, so all shared out. Okay, so hello, hey, just say hello, Lashonda, how art thou? Can't wait to see you in session. T from TRU Creations. I've made centerpieces, cake toppers, marquee numbers, and boxes out of foam board. So you guys can see, it's a lot that you can do with it, right? Let's see, hello. I am doing well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so foam board is, if you don't know, it's in some places, like when you're searching for it, it may say foam core, right? So it's basically paper. There is a dense foam, and then there is paper on the back. All paper is not created equal. Some of these, it is more of a shinier look. Some of them, it's more of a matte look. You have some, which like the Dollar Tree ones or the Ross ones, Ross meaning the brand, not the store. They are very, very paper thin. They don't take well to spray painting. They will bubble up. This does really, really well with spray painting it. And some of them have really thick layers of paper on it, and some have really thin layers of paper, like the Dollar Tree ones, or like any of like the Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, like those type ones. So I don't really use those. You have some that are called Gator boards. And I mean, there's a couple different, companies that have, branded or they create, whether there's like totally and they're making them and manufacturing themselves, or ones where folk have just basically white labeled foam board. But you want to get ones, well, for me, I prefer the ones that have a thicker paper to it, because it's going to hold up a lot better than the ones that have the really thin paper, or that foam that can bend really, really easy. Because again, the foam in the middle, they're not all created equal. They are definitely not all created equal. And we're going to talk a little bit about the different types of foam, because I have a couple of different examples. Some of them are completely see-through. So depending on how you're going to use it, like you may need to like paint, like do double painting on it, like paint the back, like black it out so that you can't see through it, and then paint the front. So just like I said, really depends on how you plan to use it. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot use the Dollar Tree one, but I will say that people can tell, and they feel some type of way if the amount of work to do these things, it's going to be the exact same, especially if you are getting clean cuts, which I really do wish I would have brought in some of my actual like cutouts, but they're all in the garage. I didn't even think to bring in those. I didn't even think to bring in the ones that are here. So this one is 10 years old. I made this in 2013 is when I did this. Okay. So this is, you see how clean that line is. Now, you can't really use a laser cutter for these. There are certain what's called CNC machines. but you can't use the one that has like the regular routing bit because it will tear the paper up, especially if it's like the thicker paper. There are some, and there are people that have these, and they're more of like almost like the craft blade. It's just that it moves smoother and it will cut through it. But I get really, really clean cuts with my method of cutting when it comes to these. And like I said, this is 10 years old. As long as you store them well and you take care of them, they will last a long time. Now, this one has, there's a couple like little beat up marks and things like that. But again, depending on how you use it, you can cover those up. If I really wanted to kind of cover up some of those marks, I can then just recover this. I use a lot of large format paper, so I would be able to take that, put double-sided adhesive, or run it through the machine to put double-sided adhesive on it, or I can just use spray glue, and I can actually take some really heavy cardstock and cover these edges up, and you won't even see where it's bent in at. Like if I wanted to just really resurface this and be able to use it, but the bones and the structure is there, and it's very sturdy. And how you put it together, it can really hold weight. So like this shelf doesn't really move because of how this one was made. It's not. So you'll see people do like what's the one was popular right now? The vending machines. And so you'll see them and they're just gluing the edges of it, like the shelf, and just putting it in there. They'll put stuff on it and it will weigh it down. Well, the way that this is made, it's actually into the side wall. So if you notice here, it's, hold on, wrong side. See there? There's a cut there. So it's cut in two. So it's being supported by the actual sidewall, like the foam board of that. And as you can see, like the way mine is made, we don't have any glue lines. You don't see. So this is a really, really clean look, the way that I teach and how to like do these. So on the side, this one I kind of rushed. I normally don't like to see the foam. So you'll see on like this style, you don't see the foam at all. So there are special tools that you use to get this look. And this one was made in 2015. These were made for my niece's first birthday. And although I use these as candy towers to put things in there, one of the things that I realized, I'm like, let's say you're someone that does vendor shows. I'm not really big on vendor shows and things like that. But if you were, I always hear people say, well, how can I display my items? You can create stands and risers, which I have done that for parties, but you can create stands, risers, displays. So although this was originally made to sit up like this, it can easily be turned to the side, and I can use it to display different tumblers. Okay, so there we go. So tumblers can be in there if you want to show like maybe a gift set. So maybe you have a tumbler, you have a notebook, you have like, so you can make these whatever size you want. You can see the size of different compartments here and versus the compartments here. So you can make them literally whatever size that you understand how to create your template and how to create the sizing for it. So this one, no, this also goes on the inside. And see, only bad thing about it going on the inside is when Shakia, those are going to come out. Whenever I have shells that mess up, the only way to really fix them is to perfectly cut cardstock and then cover it up, or to put like, see on the side here. So this side is just the foam board. Lord, I keep forgetting I have these things just sitting in here. But then on this side, there is a trim, right? So you can see there is a trim there. So I could, where this one is messed up right here, I could end up trimming off all of the shells. So the trim on this one did come off. And then this was kind of versatile because for one event, I used this side, but for another event that I did that was superhero, I made foam board buildings, like full on 3D foam board buildings. But to give, I think the second part I did to give it more height, I took this and I added 651 to be like windows and things like that. You can put a message on it. And so I had this like sitting up behind the smaller buildings. And then I have this one. So these have Velcro on it. I actually have, again, foam board pieces that are cut. They have Velcro on them, and I Velcro it to the back of this. So this becomes just a stand. I put weights, what's normally this way, and I put weights at the bottom of this so that it doesn't move. And I also put some weights at the top. But I'm able to display other things on the back because I have the Velcro on the back. So again, very, very versatile, especially if you are an event planner. I did an event, and I like working with balloons. So for one of our clients, they actually had an event at a restaurant, and we end up making these and some that were thinner, and they had tea lights and stuff to just light up. Or in some of them, they had the weight of the balloon in it. Then they had the tissue paper coming out and the balloons were coming out. So that's what this box was for. And I also have, like, when I was done with this box for this event, I used it for another event where I needed something that had a bunch of tissue paper in it. It was actually for my gender reveal, and it had different like number balls and stuff. So I've used these, like I said, over and over and over again, and they've held up. This one is really protected because it was covered in denim and the bling mesh. All right. So over here, so these are not painted. I have a gift box, so for gift cards, and so I have it where they can, well, it's not fully glued down because she still needs to spray paint this, but basically this will come off so that you can retrieve all the cards and gifts out, and then that can go back, and then you can use it as a keepsake. The person that is going to college can use this in their dorm room for storage of certain items if they want to put, just to kind of have their pictures in here to, like a memory box, so they want to use it that way. If they want to store other items in here, it can definitely be storage. And so it's the gift that keeps on giving for that trunk party recipient. Especially if it's decorated with the school colors, the school mascot, it can basically become decor for their room and have all that stuff. If there's certain special things that happen while they're at college, they want to keep those and just know exactly where they're at, they can put those in here, and it still has the top, so they can simply just drop items in here. Like I said, you can easily get to it, even once this part is glued down. This is one of the templates that will be, it's not this particular size, but a template to be able to make a box is included in the seminar or the training for Foamboard. And so this is the style where you don't see any of the foam edges. Ooh, someone said they made a wagon for a baby shower. That's pretty cool. I use my electric foam cutter. I like foam board without paper. Well, I like the one, to me, I guess it depends on what you use it for. I definitely prefer the ones with the paper. Now you have so there's a difference. There's different types of foam. So you have the one that's more like insulation, and they have it in pink. I've seen it in purple. I've seen the one that is like white with the reflective material, like it looks like aluminum foil or whatever foil on the front. Like they have that one. Like those, a lot of times people use those for sculpting, and they will use an electric knife, and they will use different things to sand it down. Like a lot of times if you see like sculptures, a lot that is made from foam. Even if they have to glue a bunch of them together, that gets really messy. But for any of these, I just prefer this one. I don't use an electric knife. I don't use a hot knife. I just use a regular old blade and just use several of them. And if it's a straight cut, I use a straight ruler. So that's what I do. And then I have certain tools I use to get these clean cuts like this. So this can be a photo cube. This can be a This can be a display, this can be a centerpiece. So there's a couple different ways. So like with this one, it was made to where it's just a shallow cut and then you bend it backwards. So you do have the exposed edge, but it creates a really, really nice look in having that edge. And then when you put another piece here, you can either cut another piece of foam and have that so it's more of a raised look, or you can glue your image or adhere your image right to the face of the box. And so, like I said, on the bottom, on this one, these are a lot easier, faster to make because you don't have to do that extra step. And if you're doing a situation where that part doesn't really matter, this is going to be on the table. No one's going to really see that foam edge. You can just leave it raw like this. This one kind of has a mixture of both. Once this is glued down, you can either have it where it is completely clean edges all the way around. Okay. But then the bottom does also have the raw edge, but it's a really clean look. We don't see a bunch of glue. The glue gun that you use is very important. This is why I'm always advocating for glue guns that are 80 watts or higher. The higher, the better. My glue gun is 300 watts. So my glue gets like liquefied. So once I press it into it, you don't see, like you don't really get a lot of just like glue strings and things like that. And it stays nice and flat. Okay. And then this style is again, now, so this still has the raw edge to it, but it's not like the other one where it kind of opens up. This is flat. And again, so with the other one, you only have to glue one side. Well, really two sides, because you just make a shallow cut, you'll fold it, and then where the two sides meet. Now, if it is small enough and you have foam board that is long enough, you only have to glue one side. But with this style, you have to glue all the panels together. So that's how this is, and you can just see. No, and then on this, so this is the flat side. So we have to go one more, flip one more. So you see and again, this can be covered up. So this side, you see no foam. This side can be covered up by putting a piece of cardstock or paper or even vinyl. I've wrapped these in 651 vinyl. I have vinyl and I buy them by the rolls that are 24 inches. So some of them are 24 inches. Some I've cut down to 12. If it is under 12, of course, I can use that. These are 10 by 10 boxes. So I will be able to take my 12-inch roll of vinyl and be able to simply cover these without having to spray paint them. Is it raining? I think it might be raining. And be able to spray paint them and cover them. This one was not glued because I wanted the person who this is for her to get a feel of gluing them. But even if it's like, you know, that it's going to be temporary and if you want to use it for something else, this is all taped together. This is not even glued. So I can literally I can just take an X-Acto knife and cut that away and be able to like reuse these or like break it down. Or if you wanted to like take a picture of it, like let's say if you were making it and you wanted to take a picture of it for your clients, you can put it all together with tape, take a picture of it, and then disassemble it and just send them instructions on how they will glue it together. That way you can ship it better. So that's a pro tip. That's a tip you really should be paying for, but you'll be able to ship these flat if you want, and versus putting them all together. Okay. But that's what we are going to learn in our Foamboard 101 seminar. I've done Foamboard. It's actually almost been like 2 years to the day from when I did my last 2 or 3 years to the time of year when I did my one before for Foamboard 101. We've also done a Foamboard class where we go through teaching like the marquee letters and numbers. That playback is available, but we're going to do that one live again. It's just that day when you're actually making it, it's a really long day, guys. I'm not going to lie, that day when we do the ones for the marquee letters, it's a really long day, but you get a true sense of how long this will end up taking, because if you're doing anything with curves, man, the time that it takes to cut those stress cuts in there so that it can curve, oh Lord, that can take a while. But we will have that one coming up. I'm actually going to have a full-on program that's just for that. I've been asked about that a number of times because people just want to, they've expressed to me they just want to keep practicing on their skills, and they love the ideas I come up with. So we have a full program that's going to meet at this time. I think I'm going to end up scheduling, like, we're going to meet monthly to learn how to create different projects with Foamboard. So just going to look out for that. Okay. All right, so if you would love to be able to take this class, head on over to the website, shop.hsink365.com. It is on the website now. Class starts in about 20 minutes, where we're going to go over the supplies. We're going to go over designing and some things that you guys will need to have for the class on the session on Saturday. So if you can't attend live, because during the week they are at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we did move the production day to Saturday because I have promised my family that I will be out of this office 6:30. Okay, I won't be in here like all night. So if I did it how I did it before, where it was like scheduled on a Friday, it was starting at 6:30. I would end up being here too late. I also have medicine that I have to take around that time, so I would have to stop class to make sure I take my medicine. It's just too much. So for the sake of my stress level, my family's stress level, and my health, we moved the production day to Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. An email will be going out about that change. Okay. So we're going to just add this to the stream. So if you scroll down under new and current live trainings, you will see the full-on summer school. And with this, it includes all 5 weeks. The business week is only included in this. You will not be able to buy it or purchase it as a standalone seminar or session. So this gets you access to all 5 weeks. And that is the business week that we had, what's like 2 weeks ago now. We have one day that we do have to make up, like the day that I had to go to the hospital that Friday. And then we have Foamboard. So that was hobby to business. Then we have this session. So Foamboard Creations 101. Next week is custom ribbons and bows. Then we have Sublimation, focus on drinkware and apparel. And then we have the world of transfers or press on demand. I'm going to show you all about transfers, how they can benefit you, benefit your business, make it to where you are running business more efficiently. You do not make more money by trying to take on and do everything, especially if your business or your side hustle is primarily just you. Think of these places that you're getting them from as an extension of your business, or just the graphics department of your business, the fulfillment. It's about mindset. In order for your business to grow, in order for you to maintain the goal of like 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, you can't do it by yourself. You're going to have a team of people. Now, whether that's a team, or if you have employees that work for your company, you still have to pay them out. You have to pay them for their time. You have to pay them. You have to pay for the materials. So when you are outsourcing, you don't want to have to deal with the maintenance of large format printers, because there's a lot of maintenance in it. Outsource it and let someone else do it. Get it shipped to you. You can be working on other parts of your business. So we're going to talk about that in Press on Demand. And I'm going to teach you how to order them, how to design for them, how they're going to be beneficial to you, how you can price properly to where you are still making a profit and truly see the benefits of running a more efficient and effective company. And it's less stress on yourself. Take it from me. If you can eliminate stress or just minimize it by taking things off of your plate, letting go of control. I have issues with control as well. doing print on demand or press on demand and just outsourcing your prints is going to, as long as you have a good company, so you don't be stressed out about a bad company getting bad transfers. But as long as you have, good companies that you can trust and you can work with, it's going to just really, really minimize your stress level. Okay. So that is the summer school. Like I said, it's a full 5 weeks. Or underneath in that same area, you can click on the one, which I have to change this. I know it looks the same, which is why I'm going to change the thumbnail for it. But if you read the description, it says summer school seminars. I'm actually, my Photoshop is acting a little wonky because I'm going to make this one look totally different. It's going to be a different color background so people can tell the difference in the two. But this is the one for the seminars, okay? And if you click on that, it has the individual one. So if you're going to do a one-time payment, if you're going to do buy now, pay later, such as Shop Pay or Sezzle and stuff like that, there are 2 different price points for it because it has a higher transaction fee. But you can attend just the Foamboard. You can attend just the ribbon one. You can attend just the Sublimation, focusing on drinkware and apparel. Or you can attend the World of Transfers. When it comes to this one, I know this may seem pretty high, but it doesn't include shipping. Like, so when you purchase it, it's going to tell you to pay your shipping for it. But what you're going to get with this one, which again, some of you guys know, some of you don't. I had a heart attack 2 weeks ago on the 30th. Some things are a little bit delayed now. Things I was going to do that weekend didn't get done, and then spent a week spent some time in the hospital. But this is going to be updated this week right here. We're going to send you a box that's going to have transfers in it. There's also going to be a shirt in there so that you can apply these transfers to that shirt. You can wash them. You can check the durability of them, how they look after washes. We're going to have a lot of different designs. There's going to be some that are going to be nice, like really thick, not say thick, but like they are full coverage type designs, because that's the one where people get kind of like, man, this feels heavy, right? So how does that look when you're washing it? How does it look after you wash it? Now, when you press it the first time, it's going to look amazing. But what does your client get like once those things are washed? And then we're going to have some that are a little bit looser in there. So you're going to get a lot of different transfers that are going to be sent to you. You're going to get a shirt. And like I said, we want you to press it to it. You'll get a feel for, what it's like to press it to the shirts, the different time frames. And understand how it's really going to benefit your business. And then also, like I said, wash it to see the durability of it, what it looks like after it's been washed. Every time that you do a load of clothing that is those that have that color of that shirt, just throw the shirt in there, dry it, leave it in your laundry room, and just remember to throw it in every time you do laundry, just so that you can keep track of the, constantly washing it and how it holds up between washing and drying. So that price includes the box with the transfers and the shirt. Okay. All right. So any questions for me? My class starts in about 10 minutes. So we have about 5 minutes, 6 minutes maybe of Q&A. So if you have any questions for me in regards to the Foamboard things and I know I was going to do. I was going to come over here. Duh, Shakia. So we have, I think this one person. So it looks like they may have a machine that can cut these. Actually, no, because that don't look too straight right there. But some of these, like the Moana one, had like a lot of intricate cuts, which is not to say that you cannot do that by hand, but man, that weighs on your hand doing those by hand with all those intricate cuts. So just that you can kind of see a price point, they sell their 6 foot. And so some of these might be Coroplast. That's why. So with Coroplast, they sell them for let's see. So Foamboard is $125. And if you do it with the Coroplast, okay, so it's the same. They charge the same amount, but for a 6 foot piece, they're charging $125. Our class is $155. So within a couple of orders, and that's going really, really large. You have to also think about shipping that out. But if you do something that's small, a 2 foot, even at $55 for a 2 foot cutout is, not a bad. When you really see how much material it takes and like the amount of money that you're going to spend to make these, that's a really, really good profit margin. Probably can end up, you can play around with numbers depending on your area and where you are selling them, who you're selling them to. But even just starting out at 55 or somewhere around there is still a really good profit margin. All right. So we're going to come back over here. So there's more cutouts. You can do things like wedding signs. I've done bigger backdrops. So someone here, they're showing party backdrops, whether it's small pieces that complement it. So even if this was wood, the car might be foam board, or the helmet, the words on there could be foam board. But these things here, if you don't want to purchase power tools, and dealing with wood, you get the really, really big ones. I have boards that are 4 foot by 8 foot, and they are delivered to me now by a local company. But if you have the space for it, you can do large cutouts like this, and you don't have to have power tools, and you can just cut them with an X-Acto knife. All right. So like I was saying, the work for it is going to be the same, whether you're using a cheap foam board or if you're using a quality foam board. The difference is the quality of the foam board and how long it will last you. So you don't want to skimp on that. Maybe to practice and you feel like, okay, well, I don't want to waste a lot of money on practicing and feel like I'm wasting expensive board. You can practice on the Dollar Tree ones, but know that it is going to be different cutting through those, which is really, really soft foam compared to the more dense foam. Okay. I was just about to ask about how to ship that. So it's easy to ship them out. You can either make your own custom boxes from Foamboard, which I have done that before. And my customers who I used to ship them from, I used to make my own custom boxes. They absolutely love them because they was like, oh, I reuse this. I put da-da-da-da on it. I mean, it was such a big board. I use it as a backdrop for my treat table. So yeah, you can either make your own, or you can, sandwich it between cardboard, but then you have to add a lot of padding and stuff around it and just pray to God that they don't bend it. But if you can get a board, or you can either purchase boxes. We have boxes that are really, really big that we can ship our larger ones in, but it's not like, for us, it's not like this investment, like, man, I got to buy these big, because they can be expensive and they always come in. You have to pay a little bit more because how big they are, even flat, they always come on a pallet. But because we have the bigger boards and we do a lot more of them, we spend the money on, we invest in larger boxes, and we have the space to store larger boxes. If you don't, then guess what? You just make a box when you need it out of Foamboard. All right. So that is just going to show you some of the things like, they've done. Like these are really, really popular. So you have that. I was looking for that part. Where is that video on there? It seemed like they had a video. So they may have looks like they have a flatbed cutter. So that is a totally different market than doing it yourself. Like I said, the more you get into it, if you have the space to be able to have the flatbed cutter, it works out a whole lot better. You can get them done faster, but you got to start somewhere. And our class is where you start at. And just learning how to create these things. Oh, here it is. So you can see the letters back there, all of the different cutouts. For all sorts of, different events, tabletop ones, really, really large one. The possibilities are completely endless. So yeah, let's see. So their printings, like I said, some people have like that, a big mural like that. That's a flatbed UV printer. And they also have a flatbed cutter. So that's big time, but you can get there. You just have to start to create that market. You may have to outsource some of these things until you can justify the workload to purchase your own. But this is an industry that is thriving. Okay. It really is thriving. So just wanted you to kind of see some of the things that you can grow to when it comes to Foamboard and just learning the basics and the foundations. So that's that. It looks like they were using a laser one, although a lot of people say, like, I mean, I haven't tested. I don't have a laser cutter. but you end up, because most times with lasers, I know, especially when you cut through like the wood, you get those burn marks. So it's really no way to kind of cover that up when you're on foam board. You can't really wipe it off because that is paper. You don't want to wet it. So it's kind of interesting. That quick little snippet there kind of interests me. But these are some of the things. And then now let me just take you guys over just to see, because I got a couple minutes. What's the site again for my class? Always shop.hsink365.com. The direct link is in the description of each and every video, or you can go over to our website, hsink365.com, and enroll in the class. But yeah, guys, all of my classes will always be available on our website. So if you've ordered paper from us, you've ordered a chip resetter, you've ordered ink from us, sublimation paper, if you've ordered files from us, that's also where you're going to find our classes. The heck? So where do you suggest we buy foam boards from? You can search for local sign shops. Like that's where I get mine from. So you can search local sign shops that sell the really big foam boards and just make sure that it's good quality. You may want to try out a couple different brands. They have some on Instagram. They have some on Amazon. You can also check out Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, like for the good quality ones. And Walmart, did I say Walmart? Yeah, Walmart has some. So you just want to just get a really good brand. The one that I use may not, we may not have the stores near you. Just want to look for really dense, and you're looking for the ones that have the nice thick layer of paper. Like you can look at it and you can see that paper looks thick, not the little thin one that can just come right off. All right, let me go over to okay. In this particular, and I'm horrible. Like I am horrible when it comes to Instagram, like horrible. So this is nowhere near the representation of the things that I have made with Foamboard. Like these are just some of the classes. So this one, the box in the back, actually, no, I think that box might be a box from Walmart. But here, how do I okay. I don't know how to stop this, but the towers you saw, those with the, oh my gosh, I'm so not used to this being like this. There's two of these wood things, like they were wood. One of them broke and I fixed it with foam board. The stand in the middle here is foam board. All right, so here on this one, the baby blocks, and you can see that you can put clear film in it, so it doesn't have to be solid. And the one on top is foam board, and then the baby blocks are also foam board with sheet protectors for the clear walls of it. Then let's see. You can make selfie frames. I've made custom gift boxes. This one, I did not spray paint black. The foam board actually came black. Okay. Technically, you can make cheer signs. These are chorus, but I have made my rounded cheer signs, and I've made other cheer signs with the foam board. Let's see what else is on here. So the bases for my centerpieces, I used to always make my own bases. This is all just paper, so it's thin. You can cut that from foam board, but it's just the base that I created myself from Foamboard. We do got one in it. There's another foam selfie frame. Excuse me. At this particular event, the cutouts in the front were done like they were put on Foamboard. Those back there are just regular paper print and cuts. He's not Foamboard. Here are the towers. So those same towers, and you can see like using them as displays. So the red one, the teal and orange I just showed you. So being able to put cupcakes and things in there. I forgot what we had in the top ones. I don't remember. I think it was just candy. But I was waiting for them to come with it. But you can see I just used that to display all of the cupcakes and the cutouts here and the one hanging. So if you are a teacher, you can use the skills that you will learn to decorate your classroom. Most of the schools, I think they have the tile one and have the metal part, so you can get the magnets, and like how this one is like hanging from it. So you can hang, if you want to identify different sections, you want to have a sign that hangs and has your name, get the metal, get the magnet. They're made for the drop ceiling, so you can do that. Let's see what else on here might be Foamboard. You can create custom backgrounds and backdrops for your business. I've made door hangers for when babies are born. All that is Foamboard with 651 on it. So on this particular one, that has real water in it. So the base is made from Foamboard. I sealed it and did all that stuff. So all of the little Paw Patrols are actually floating around on real floaties. And then this is cut out of Foamboard. So the, like I said, the water, both these are made of Foamboard, those displays, and then the cutouts are Foamboard as well. And one of these wood things, one of the slats is made up of Foamboard, or you can make the whole thing from Foamboard if you didn't want to go to the store and purchase it. This pin the boogie board on the wave, so this game for it, that was on Foamboard. And here are, so this is going to be the last thing I show. So here are those. So the big ones back there, those are the towers that I showed you. And then I Velcro the backs on, although the red one, you already saw how that one is. And then all of these buildings are created, these 3D buildings are created from Foamboard. So that's kind of a close-up look of those buildings. And I use them, you can see. There's something on the inside that makes it to where the cupcakes can sit up in there, but they made great cupcake displays once I added the other piece on the inside. The boxes here, and these are covered in vinyl for balloons, Foamboard. And there is one more somewhere that is a sign hanging from a balloon arch. That was Foamboard. This bus. So this is how much I love Foamboard. When it came to my son's play for Black History Month, I made them the Rosa Parks bus with Foamboard. So you can do a lot. I was able to help them out and gave them a full-on prop, and that was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Foamboards. Cake toppers. So there's a special tool, or you can do it by hand. So that's how this is. And then this part in the middle is just regular cardstock, but I wanted that thick ring look. So the outside, and I wanted to be able to stick the stick through it. So that is Foamboard. Let's see. What else on here might be Foamboard? I use Foamboard to create these realistic looking breads, because the ends are Foamboard, the base of it is Foamboard, and then there's like supports on the inside that are Foamboard that are cut into the bread shape, and then I put that picture around it so it looks like a real loaf of bread. Yep, that's Foamboard. There's those buildings again, versatile. Like I said, I mainly made them for myself, for my event business, so that I can use them over and over and over again. But if you want to just sell these, you can. Might be, some people don't realize how much work it takes. They are not cheap to make these, because you have to count for your time. And this is what I was trying to get to. This whole gift card box, this wedding wishing well, is all foam board except for, actually, no. I'm trying to think. I think I eventually changed it to where from that, but I think in the original one, even the uprights were foam board. But then I found like some plastic things or whatever. But this whole thing is all foam board. Okay. And then there is, so yeah, see the first one, those uprights are foam board, but I end up changing it afterwards because I found some really cool plastic ones just to make, and this whole top comes off. So that was really cool. That was one of my favorite ones to make. And here's another one. It was a backdrop, big foam board, and I just made the elephants, and it's 1:05. I got to go because they're 10-minute grace period. And the crib is foam board. The blocks are foam board. This is literally that same locker that you guys just saw. It just has a different face on it. So that's all foam board. And my centerpieces at my wedding, foam board. Can't tell. I love foam board. So those are foam board at my wedding. I had a denim theme. Yeah, so that's, this was really cool to make too. So there's a Arabian Nights theme party, and I had to make the whole scene from different foam boards. That was really cool to make. So yeah, you can do a lot with foam board. You just got to know how to cut it. All of these nice, clean, round cuts. If we don't get like the jagged edges, you want to know how to avoid that, join the seminar. Yeah. So of course, yeah, I can't do classes in the evening. So yes, all the classes are during the day. So on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, they are at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Saturday, it's at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have several brands that I use. One of my go-tos is Elmer's. You can use a regular printer and then use adhesive to adhere them. I now have a roll-in, so I normally print from there onto adhesive vinyl to eliminate a step as far as adding glue, or I will outsource the print onto adhesive, some type of adhesive backing, all right? But that's that. I got to go, y'all, because I only got 4 minutes left of my grace period, and I still haven't set up my computer. So until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. Don't forget, all classes have playback. So if you come in a little bit late, you'll still be able to go back and watch it. Same day, same exact day, you'll be able to go back and watch the playback of it. You do get access to our exclusive Facebook group, our student union. So if you have questions, you're never left to your own vices. So we are there for support 1000% of the way. All right, y'all. Peace.